dear guests, chers invités, drogi panie ministrze, drogie przyjaciele, panie I panowie. It is truly an honor to be present with all of you today to commemorate the return of the Spirit of Ostra Brama to Poland. And I won't go into detail about the background, as you covered that very nicely already. But I will say that it is fascinating that this aircraft ended up in Canada after the war. What makes this story even more remarkable is that we have a special guest among us here today. It is my absolute pleasure, on behalf of the Government of Canada, to acknowledge the presence of General Sosnkowski's son, Peter. I'll call you by your Canadian Peter, who traveled from British Columbia, Canada, to be present at the ceremony today. Welcome. You are a living testament to this great Polish-Canadian story, and we are pleased that you could join us for this historic event. I would also, in my turn, like to acknowledge the presence of our special guests from the Royal Canadian Air Force 17 Wing in Winnipeg, Colonel Eric Charon, Major Gregory Niemiecik, Major Kevin Brown, and Mr. Michael Rozak. Absent, as was noted earlier, is Mr. Keith Olson. They were instrumental in the return of the Spirit of Ostra Brama to Poland. Gentlemen, thank you for your presence here today. The Spirit of Ostra Brama and its history are symbolic of the strength of the Canada-Poland defense relationship. Our bilateral defense relationship, which has always been strong, continues to grow and expand. Canada is proud to have trained ethnic Poles during World War I at Niagara-on-the-Lake's Camp Kosciuszko. These soldiers subsequently joined the war effort in Europe and helped Poland regain its independence in 1918. If you have time, anyone here, to visit the Canadian Embassy on the Piękna side, there's a series of panels that speaks to this. Canada and Poland fought side by side in World War II, including in key battles such as Monte Cassino in Italy, where Canadian and Polish soldiers are buried, but where Polish soldiers ultimately triumphed in taking this key position. Canada was the first NATO ally to ratify Poland's accession to the organization in 1999, and indeed joins fellow members of the alliance in celebrating the 20th anniversary of this event. Canadian and Polish soldiers have served together in many UN and NATO missions, including the recent ISAF mission in Afghanistan and the current NATO training mission in Iraq. Canada and Poland are like-minded on Russia-Ukraine, and Canada rotated some 1,000 troops in Poland from 2014 to 17 under NATO's Operation Reassurance, following Russia's invasion of Crimea. Canada is strongly committed to securing NATO's eastern flank and is the framework nation of NATO's Enhanced Forward Presence Battle Group in Latvia, where Polish and Canadian soldiers are once again serving shoulder to shoulder. I visited Canadian and Polish soldiers in Latvia last fall, and Canada Command was extremely complimentary about the professionalism of the Polish contingent. As well as Canada's significant deployment to Latvia, we are also proud to have several members of Canada's armed forces serving in key roles in NATO headquarters in Poland, including in Szczecin, Bydgoszcz, and Elbląg. The Canadian Armed Forces, together with members of the Polish Armed Forces, conduct bilateral and multilateral training and exercises and military education courses year-round, increasing our interoperability, mutual respect, and understanding of each other. We continue to deepen our relationship with ongoing negotiations to conclude a defense cooperation agreement. Occasions such as these make me proud to be Canadian, and particularly proud to serve as Canada's ambassador to Poland, where I can highlight these compelling examples of the ties between our two countries. Indeed, 2019 gives us an opportunity to tell or retell these important stories and commemorate these events as we celebrate with our Polish hosts 100 years since Canada, as a dominion of the United Kingdom, recognized a newly independent Poland a year after independence in 1919. As ambassador, I intend to visit the grave of every Canadian soldier buried in Polish soil. I have already, since arriving 10 months ago, had the honor to participate in several commemorations, including the 75th anniversary of the Great Escape, which is such an incredible story of the camaraderie and heroism of brothers in arms. Honoring the repatriation of the Spirit of Ostra Brama is yet another example of the rich Polish-Canadian history and an enduring relationship that continues to flourish. Thank you. Dziękuję.